Hello, in this week's readings, I found it interesting that counselors have to seek their own legal advice when they are given a subpoena to appear in court or to provide records for court services. I found this interesting because it's basically on a counselor to validate whether the subpoena is legitimate or not. I also found it interesting that it is suggested that if counselors are subpoenaed to court to not bring records unless records are mentioned in the subpoena itself. I found that interesting as it kind of appears like it's trying to protect clients' records and their confidentiality. And another thing I found interesting was confidentiality. Confidentiality for adults differs pretty greatly from children and adolescents. I will be working with young adults and children, and so their confidentiality is a little more limited than an adult would receive. As far as privacy of services and what is said within a session, children don't have the same kind of rights. So a parent is privy to any kind of information disclosed by a child about any potential drug use or abuse or any potentially self-harmful activities that they're partaking in. Whereas adults, if a client discloses that they are using substances, and it doesn't have to be disclosed to anyone else. It doesn't have to be disclosed to family members or anything like that. We only break that confidentiality should an adult client express interest in self-harm. So I found that really interesting how the two adolescents and young adults differ from the services and confidentiality that we provide to adults.